All right, guys. So no preamble and doing a little different like I've said before, we're going to try to change up some format here and there. Let me catch you in the comments. Please uh let me know how the sound's coming through. I've got a lapel mic on for this one. Um and you'll have to bear with me just a second. It's the first time we're doing it this way, so I'm still, you know, live is hard mode. So I've got the iPad here so that I can get my comments over here because using the phone like this, I can't see the comments. Uh, and this there's a big ass something buzzing around, and the sound is a little distracting. But what I was about to say. So this format, I think is going to be fun. I think it's going to require a little bit of experimentation, obviously, and I want to change that camera angle a bit so that we get a little less grass and a little more tree line. There we go. Thanks for joining us. And oh yeah, that's much better. Much better. And do. And I'll be with you in just a second on the comments. Yep, there they are. Comments blowing up on me. Woo! So, uh, it's Mellow Monday. And as I'm sure you can imagine, the idea of doing a Mellow Monday show, the Monday after they tried to murder our president, the Monday after, uh, okay, this says that I have blocked. Okay, so I'm going to have to. Okay, I'm going to try to keep up with the comments from there. So I'm going to have to pop up and it says connection lost connecting. So it looks like we lost. Looks like we're trying to. Live is hard mode. Sorry, guys. It says connection lost. And we'll try again. I hope most of you hung out, but I'll totally understand if you didn't. Oh, this we're just gonna have to keep experimenting. So bear with me a second. Okay. It says that I have entered the studio without my camera. It also appears to say that the phone has picked back up, which I'll fix in a second. Shoo, buddy. Live is hard mode. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Oh, camera. Come on back, baby. Come on back. There we go. Mirror camera. Nah. Whatever. Should be there now. There we go. Oh dear. And that solved that problem. All right. So now we're back in the studio. I think I understand what went wrong out there, but I'm not going to try to fix all that on the fly. Let's try to do a little something different, and we're going to get it figured out. I mean, that's part of having the property, is being able to do a little something extra with the show, like do it outside. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, so Crackshot had first blood this morning. Dave Mathay's with us. I see Fish and Golf. Waller's with us. Trish is with us. Good morning, everybody. Uncle Steve's got up here with us. Michelle Ivy, and I see you, Sergeant Major. Good to see you. Shrek the movie. Shrek the movie mentions Vermin Supreme, and Dave says rip headphone users. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little bit of a hiccup there, and I apologize for that. So, but live is hard mode. Here we are. Deep, goose Bravo, nice deep breath. Okay, so Southdown Leatherworks. Southdown Leatherworks. That I might have to look you up if you're out in my neck of the woods. I'm looking to. Yeah, I just moved out this way, and I'm looking to meet. I'm looking to link up with some local businesses and do some business. I'll look you up, and I'll go take a better look at you later. Southdown Leatherworks. Send us a message. Let's see what we got going on. So, like I wanted to start with, and kind of the whole point to doing this outside was to kind of take it mellow. No, none of the, no articles, and I made you guys a promise. Back before we moved from the big scary city out to the beautiful warm country, that we would do the Mellow Monday thing. And I'll grant that is a difficult proposition, the Monday after the attempted assassination of Donald John Trump. I'll grant that's difficult to do. And I gave a lot of thought to how to do that. In the past, I've done a show once or twice where I've talked about the importance of Christianity to America, and made the argument from a secular perspective. And so the argument to be made there is that of the three major religions, Christianity is the one that is already well placed in the United States by population. The left despises this fact and seeks to replace it by flooding you with dangerous immigrants. And God, I'm going to try to bring this back around but there's a place that we have to begin. Uh, Judaism, and forget about all the Jews garbage and whatever, as a religion would be fine if it were already established, which it's not. And by established, I mean as a primary faith of by population to which Americans are attendant. Uh, Islam would not be acceptable. It is a violent, oppressive, dangerous faith, and it just would not do. If you're gonna have a religion, Christianity is the one that's really available as an option in the United States. And the fact is, there must be a religion because it is the primary academic vehicle for the transmission of moral discipline from one generation to the next. A sharp decline in attendance, in adherence, in practice has been a major contributing factor to the rise of many of the problems that we see in the United States, not least of which is voting for Democrats. And that probably strikes you as a funny joke, but the party of Sodom and Gomorrah has essentially just fired the first shot in a shooting war against the American people. And I imagine it is difficult to be someone who owns a smartphone and has not seen the video of Donald Trump touching his ear and hitting the ground, the photograph of Donald Trump being surrounded by the Secret Service as he shoves them out of his way so he can put up the fist and say, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" Mellow. Trying to bring it back, Mellow. And the photo, in fact, I could pull this one up real quick. I was going to do the show without sharing anything because I was going to be sitting outside, but hey, I've already had to come back into the theater, into the studio. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I know I had it pulled up for you guys. Okay, there are a lot of photos in the infamous thread that I simply cannot share. But this one I can. Some clever boyo got this excellent photo. There's the Donald, there's the round. There's the Donald. Somebody caught the round in the photo. You talk about an iconic photo. Oh dear, no, stop sharing now. Like I said, thankfully it's mostly my commentary about the about candidates being assassinated over there. So, Dave says he had friends at that rally. You know, Mario and I talked about it a little bit on Saturday. We're both former military professionals. We're both, functionally retired from the Army, specifically from the intelligence community. There's a lot that happened in the assassination attempt that is very suspicious, and I'm going to have Mario on again later in the week, and we're going to talk about it in more detail because we've had conversation with some of our civilian buddies who don't understand some of the systemic problems that allowed this to happen. Bring it back. That round barely missed the Donald. I mean, it looks like it honestly looks like divine intervention. So here's what I want to do with the rest of the show this morning, and I think I'm going to keep it as short as I can, which you all know I'm not good at short. I'm 6.5 feet tall, and so it's tricky. So there are atheists. There are people who believe, who make it a religious point to adhere to the deep faith that there is no God. Let me offer you a secular argument, and there's an important reason that I offer this secular argument. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, Mike Bryant, and he went to quoting scripture to make an argument to make a political argument, and I want you to understand this. I never go to scripture. I never quote scripture for the sake of supporting a political argument, because scripture requires faith. You're not going to change the hearts and minds and make decent people out of the godless heathens that vote for the Democrat because you're making an argument from scripture which relies on faith. You have to understand this. Faith is a value. And when you're arguing politics with the opposition, you're arguing with people who do not have value. They are valueless. They do not believe. They do not have faith in anything. They are without value. So, I don't make arguments from scripture. Secular argument, however, is this. The idea of God, small g God, of a God, right? I want you to get in the headspace, the secular headspace with me for a moment. What we're about to argue is not for the identity of the Christian God, but for the absolute necessity, for the absolute guarantee through logical argument that something exists which is the same as that thing which might be identified as God. Okay? There is absolutely, we know from direct, observable, tactile reality, there is an existential hierarchy. There are things like the food chain, an apex predator. There are entities which are more or less intelligent, more or less well adapted, which do and do not survive the process of evolution, natural selection, etc., etc. These that, to the extent of our physical observation, we have reason to believe, to accept, or to even assert that as human beings, as rational thinking animals, we are at the top of that existential hierarchy. We do have a rational, argumentative basis on which to place that argument within the confines of the definition of those things which are living. However, outside of the confines of those things which are living, you start to get into things like planets, suns, stars, solar systems, galaxies, black holes, white holes, red dwarfs. The galaxy is a gigantic place. The universe, much more so. Extensive and without finitude. At some point, if there is a hierarchy, there must be a top of that hierarchy. It is not possible for there to be no pinnacle to a hierarchy. This argument similarly could extend to arguing that it's not possible for the universe to actually be infinite. And I actually put a lot of weight in that argument. It seems in theory that it's possible for the universe to be constantly growing and getting larger, but not possible for it to be infinite, only to appear infinite because you cannot approach the edge and the limit. But that there must exist at the top of any existential hierarchy, or any hierarchy whatever, a top, a pinnacle, a point beyond which one cannot proceed or ascend, is by itself a guarantee that there is something that occupies the hierarchical existential space of what is meant by every person who utters the word God. I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew, a Christian, a Druid, a Seventh-day Adventist, a New Age existentialist, Zoroastrian, a Buddhist. I don't care what you are. I don't care what your faith is. Even if you belong to a pantheonic polytheistic faith and believe that there's more than one God, your belief is that there's more than one God, and all of those gods occupy the topmost part of that existential hierarchy, with one of them occupying the topmost spot of that topmost cluster of spots. The point being, when a person says God, no matter what their faith is, what they're doing linguistically, idiomatically, theoretically, philosophically, and theologically, what they are doing is they are pointing their finger by saying the word God, small g God. They're pointing their finger at a thing which is beyond their comprehension, beyond their knowing, beyond their capacity for the observation of reality. And they are identifying the position of it. They are saying there is a thing. I don't know what it is, but damn it, it's up there. If you keep going that way, you'll run into it. I don't know what it is, but it's there, damn it. And something on Saturday evening, something reached down from up there and gave the Donald a little one of these. Reached down and said, "Hey, look here. What?" Divine intervention. Now, obvious. Okay, so everything up to the it reached down. Obvious. That is legit argument. That is the legit argument made by a philosophical scholar, right? I mean, for those of you who don't know my background, I'm a warrior scholar from the U.S. Army, and after my Army time as a warrior scholar of linguistics and culture, I went on to pursue a degree in philosophy and film because it was good, cheap entertainment. So this isn't just some fat bearded internet YouTube guy talking out of his ass. I've got paper behind this. So I do want you guys to keep it in mind, and you're going to hear a lot of stuff going forward. Today is going to be an absolute wildfire in the media. You are going to hear pundits on the left go on and on and on about how the assassination attempt is somehow Donald Trump's fault. That he was asking for it. Right? They're going to sound like the abuser in an abusive relationship, right? And they're going to expect us. They're going to expect us to act like the victim in the abusive relationship. They're going to expect us to say, "Oh, but he loves me. He only hits me because I make him crazy, because he loves me so much." No, sweetheart. No. He hits you because he's a leftist with a drug habit. And you know how I know he's a leftist with a drug habit? Because there are conservatives that have drug habits. There are not leftists. He's trash. So, I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in it there. Got some work to do today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about the little technical hiccup this morning. I might go live later today, maybe this evening, and just, it'll be one of those where I don't really care if anybody's watching, and I'll say as much in the title and description. It'll just be me playing with the equipment and trying to figure something out. I might have to move some stuff around. The position I was in earlier, I picked a spot where I've got a table to set my coffee on. I might just need to move a table so that I'm not too far away from the Wi-Fi point. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching this morning, guys. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow. I almost reached over to push the button on the stream controller, but this is all web app here. No countdown, no nothing.